Hello everyone, welcome to the Royal Variety. I am Lunara, and today we're going to be having another episode of Royal Recipes. Now, I have always been fascinated by hardship cooking, the kind of creativity people have that they have to have when you don't have a lot of food and you've got to put something together. And if you can make it taste good, all that much the better. Now today I'm going to be doing a recipe called Weenies Royale. It's actually from Japanese internment camps. And it reminds me of the breakfast scramble that I already have a recipe posted of. Just a little bit. It's obviously not as elaborate as the breakfast scramble that I make. But it didn't seem like it would be too bad, and I didn't want to cook anything that seemed like it would be horrible because I didn't want to waste the food. But we're going to try it out and see how it does. So I'm going to tie my hair back and we'll get cooking. So I have here my prepped ingredients. I tried to downsize this recipe for just one person because I am just one person. And this video is my breakfast. So this is 2 eggs. I thought about using 1 egg, but it just didn't look like it was going to be enough egg. So I'm using 2 eggs. This is 1 all beef ballpark frank. And this is about half of the smallest onion I had, about 1.5 ounces. I like onion. If you don't like onion, then you can obviously use less onion. And this egg, honestly, I beat it with a little bit of milk, which I don't think they would have had in the internment camps. But, maybe they did, and this video is my breakfast, so just let me have my fluffy eggs, please. So we're going to throw the onions in. And where is my selection? Let's get these going. Just get the oil over them. And these are going to cook down pretty fast. We want them to caramelize a little, but not too much. And then when these are cooked down and ready, we will add the hot dogs. And then when these are cooked down and ready, we're going to add the hot dogs. And now the onions have started to cook down. We're starting to get some little hints of caramelization there. And we don't want them to get too browned. So, now is the part where I throw in the hot dogs. And you can hear them start sizzling. And the oil will hopefully get a little bit of a crust on them. And the little chunks of hot dog actually kind of remind me of Spam. And I do know Spam and eggs is a thing. I've never had Spam and eggs. No, wait, I lied. I have had Spam and eggs at least once before. But I do recall when we did our Spam tasting video that the Spam had a bit of a hot dog-like flavor. So I'm thinking maybe this is going to be a little bit similar to putting Spam in a breakfast scramble, which I have done before, which is when I had Spam and eggs. And you can see we're already starting to get little cooked bits of caramelization on the hot dog. This is an all-beef hot dog, I feel like I should mention, because that's what we had in the house. And these particularly are ballpark franks, so I'm wondering if the little bits are going to start plumping up here as they get more cooked. But I'm seeing the little bits of caramelization on the hot dog a lot faster than it took to see caramelization on the onions. Did you see that little poof of steam there? And you might be able to hear I have some boiling water over here. That's just because I imagine that they would serve this with rice if they had it. So I'm going to serve mine on a bed of rice. This is actually smelling pretty good. I mean, the hot dogs are still unmistakably hot dog smell-y. But it definitely smells good. This seems like it might be something I might make just for the heck of it. This might be a recipe I add to my repertoire. And I'm going to get back to you when everything's a little bit more ready and it's time for the eggs. And just like that, it's time to add the eggs. I might have been able to make this work with one egg. Maybe I should have only done one egg. Now, I didn't add any salt or pepper to these eggs because I kind of felt like that was cheating a little bit, and I already cheated with the milk. I don't think I had the skillet quite hot enough. I really wanted them to start... I wanted them to cook really fast because I usually make scrambled eggs very fast with a hot skillet. It certainly smells good, but I'm also kind of missing the little bits of greenery that I would put in my cooking. Because this really isn't going to have any vegetables other than the onion. Nothing on the side, just the rice. And normally for a recipe like this, if you've seen me make my breakfast scramble, you would know that for something like this, I would usually use green onions. But those also don't really keep as well as bulb onions. You know, white onions. So I decided that it made a lot more sense to use the regular onions. Plus, they don't quite taste the same. The green onions have a bit of a more mild flavor, not quite as spicy, which I enjoy. I do like green onions, and I like the leafy texture with the flavor of onion. But it just doesn't go with this dish. And I thought the hot dog half moons would look a little more appetizing, but whatever. I'm sure in the internment camps, making the food look good wasn't top priority. Although I could imagine that somebody might still eat this because it does smell appetizing. Doesn't look that pretty. And this is another reason I like the eggs to cook really fast, is because when they cook really fast, they don't stick quite as much. And I'm trying to get them more incorporated. Whoops. I need a counter stand for my camera. And these look just about done, almost. And I've got my rice. This is instant rice. So I've got that going. This should be ready to plate up very soon. Whoops. There goes a piece of hot dog. I'll call Sunny later. Don't worry about it. It won't go to waste. Okay. And it is just about time to plate this up, guys. So here is my Weenies Royale. I realized that I made a mistake. I was supposed to add soy sauce at the point where I was cooking the weenies and the onions together, and I didn't do that, and I apologize. But it's too late for that now, so I'm going to just try it as is. I'm going to try to get a bite of everything, including the rice, because I do have a bed of rice under this. It's just hard to see. Oh. Okay, so I have a little bit of rice, a little bit of weenies, and a little bit of egg. So here we go. It tastes about what you would expect. It's hot dogs and eggs, so it's not too bad. I mean, it's definitely not bad. I'm going to try to get a little bit more onion in this bite. It's definitely fine. I prefer my hot dogs on a bun with the usual hot dog fixings. Obviously, it's not something I'd turn away from in disgust. I'm eating it. It's definitely not something that I think I'm going to make again for fun or for just the enjoyment of eating. I don't think this is something that I'm going to crave. Again, it's not bad. It's perfectly fine. There's nothing offensive about this meal. And I'm going to finish this bowl because I don't want to waste anything. I don't like food wastage. But there's nothing spectacular about this. This is definitely food you have to eat because you can't get anything better. I'm really just kind of wishing I had regular breakfast sausage in this. I think I actually went a little light on the onion. I think this could do with some more onions. Yeah, maybe that's the problem. This definitely needs a little bit more onion. I think I underestimated how much the onion would cook down. This is definitely kind of high calorie. By my estimates, it was something around like 600 calories. But if you're doing a brunch, this would probably be perfectly serviceable. Or if you're sharing it with another person. Yeah, highly recommend adding more onion. And I'm tending to mix in the bed of rice. But I think if I were to make this again, I don't think I'm going to make this again. But if I were, I would add about the same amount of onion, but I would make the entire recipe, because if you can see, this is not too bad an amount of food. I would want it a little lighter. I think I would add probably about the same amount of onion and about half of everything else, like 1 egg, like half a hot dog. But yeah, if you don't have a lot of ingredients to work with, I could definitely see this being an option. If I were hungry enough and this is what I had and I didn't have any money to go food shopping. Actually, even if I did have money to go food shopping, I'd probably still make this and save the money. But yeah, it's perfectly fine. It's definitely perfectly fine. Well, I was going to call Sonny to clean up the hot dog I dropped, but he already got to it. Say hi, boy. So thank you for joining us. At the Royal Variety. I have been Lunara. Well, I'm still Lunara even when I leave. But I'm Lunara. I have made Weenies Royale. And I'm going to finish it, but I'm probably not going to make it again. Bye, guys.